Today we have more satisfying patterns on the 5x5. Firstly, we have the simple checkerboard pattern. So how to do this on the 3x3 is you turn two layers 180 degrees and then one layer 180 degrees. So it's like this. So you do that. Then you want to turn the cube so the line is like horizontal or even like this. And then do it again. And then hold it like this so you have all the lines like this, and then you go like that. And there you go, there's a checkerboard pattern on the 3x3, but this video is called satisfying patterns on the 5x5. So how do you do it on the 5x5? Well, it's simple. You go 4 layers 180 degrees, 3 layers, 2 layers, 1 layer. So now hold the line so they're like this, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you hold the line so they're like this, and then you do 1, 2, 3, 4. And there you go. That's pretty simple though. I know this is called satisfying patterns on the 5x5, but just in case some of you might be wondering, can I do the checkerboard pattern on the 2x2 and 4x4? Well, you could, but the result isn't as good, because if you do like this, that, and that, you don't get quite what you expect. So how you do this is, so let's say we do a 2x2. So you turn the right side twice, rotate this way, turn the right side again twice, rotate the same way, rotate the right side twice, and then you just turn the upside twice. And there you go. So you have a checkerboard on 4 of the sides apart from the white and yellow. So if you could like do that on the 4x4, it would be like this: 3 layers, 2 layers, 1 layer. And then you rotate this way, and then do the same thing again. Rotate that, that. And then you turn the up layer, the kind of the top face, the same way. So that. And there you go. Could we do the same kind of pattern on the 3x3? So like 4 of the sides are checkerboarded and the other sides are not. So let's just see what happens on the 3x3, and then maybe we can transfer that onto the 5x5. So first you want to choose what colors you don't want to be checkerboarded. I'll pick white and yellow. So you put one of them at the front. Then you do this: M2, U2, M2, U2. Then you do a Z rotation, which is a rotation along this axis. So you see here, and then M2, U2, M2, U2. Then you do the checkerboard algorithm. And there it is. We have a checkerboard pattern on a 3x3. So how can we do this on the 5x5? So we do face the white side. So we do M2, U2, M2, U2. Z rotation. M2, U2, M2, U2. Then we do checkerboard, but not the full checkerboard on the 5x5. Just turning the outer layers like you do on a 3x3. So that's kind of cool, but we can do better. Let's face the white side again. Then we'll do a single layer M, and then wide up to. Then same thing, M wide up to. Then do cube rotation and do the same thing again. And then do a checkerboard pattern, just doing the single layer. So that would look something like this. So you turn 3 layers and 2 layers. 3 layers, 2 layers. And there you go. We have a half checkerboard pattern on the 5x5. Okay, sorry, I just have to do this. There you go. So how do we undo all of these? Well, for the checkerboard pattern, like the full checkerboard pattern from before on odd numbered cubes, then you could just do the checkerboard algorithm again. But if you have something like an even numbered cube, you could just do this algorithm: right to, right to, right to, up to. So that could be kind of the same thing: right to, just like that, front to, right to, and oops, up to. But for these guys, well, on the 3x3, how to undo it was to do checkerboard. And then we get to this. So for this, you can do M2 up to, M2 up to, then rotate and then do the same thing again. And then on the 5x5, then you basically do this checkerboard. No, not that one. You do this kind of single layer checkerboard, So like this kind of style, and then you do M2 up to, M2 up to, rotate M2 up to, M2, well, single layer M and wide up. And then you get this, so you can do, you do this. And then you can do the M2 up to, M2 up to, M2 up to, M2 up to. How do you undo the regular checkerboard? Fine, I'll do it. It's really easy. Just do double layer, single layer. Then hold it so it's vertical, double layer, single layer, and then it's obvious. You can just finish it like that. If you've ever played with the dot pattern on the 3x3 and tried to undo it, you might come across this. 4 dots. This swapped with this, and this swapped with this. So how to do this is you hold the dots so they're like vertical, and then you do M, equator slice twice, and then this, and inverted equator slice twice. So you go like that. So you kind of go like this, E2, back, E2. So that's how to do the 4 opposite swap. Now, how we do this on the 5x5? Simple. We just put this down, E2, that, E2. But let's say we want to affect the blue and green sides as well. Well, we can hold one of them on the top or the bottom, or actually front and back, doesn't really matter. So we can do M, single layer E2, inverted, single layer E2. And there we go. We have 3 different variations of the same pattern. We can either have the full circle, we can have kind of like the rings, or we can just have the single dot. Which one do you like better? How do we undo this? Well, it's simple. So we take the 3 kind of fat centers and we hold them along this axis, the x-axis, and then we do M, E2, inverted, E2, and then we have singles, so we can hold them along this axis, and then we do M, E2, inverted, E2. Alright, now we have a pattern that I don't think I've seen done before. So, this is what is the real flower. So, I'm just going to put the 5x5 to the side. Let's look at the 3x3 for a second. So, if you know the dot pattern from this video, then you'll know how to do it. If you want to put, say, a white center in the red area, you just bring the white center in, push it out of the way with another center, then undo, that's called a commutator. So, firstly, how to do this cool pattern is you do a dot pattern. Any 3 colors is alright. I'll just use red, white, and blue for the example. So let's say you want the red center in the white area, so you put the red center in here, then you put the blue center here, then you undo, so you get kind of this cool pattern. But now what you do is you do a checkerboard pattern. So how does it go? Like this, then like this, and then like this. This is what I think is a real flower. It looks pretty cool. So, what about the 5x5? So, let's say, okay, red in the white, so we can bring all 3 layers in. Again, if you don't have no idea what I'm doing, you have to go watch that video. You go like that, and then you can do a single layer, single layer, single layer, single layer. So that pattern is obviously pretty cool, but if you want to take it one step further, you can do the checkerboard algorithm on this, which goes like this. And you can kind of go like this. You can kind of intuitively tell which layers you need to turn. Let me just... Here is the flower pattern. It is probably one of the coolest patterns ever. And I don't think I've seen anyone do this before. It is just so cool. Just take a moment just to look at this. Okay, that's too long. Okay, but anyway, this is pretty cool. You kind of have the white and yellow, the orange, red, and just the blue center. And you kind of have that on every side. How do I undo this? Simple, just do a checkerboard algorithm. And then that takes you to this, and then you can just solve it. So you put the blue in here, and you put the other red, and then like that, and then you do red, white, and then just undo and undo. And this is a bonus round. What I'm gonna do, pan on the 4x4. I don't think I've seen anyone do this, but if you have, maybe leave in the comments below. So for this, you start hold it like this, and you go triple layers. So you go up, down, up, then rotate this way. Do same thing, up, down, up, rotate, up, down, up, and then 4, and then 5. You get this. Now this is, I think it's a pretty cool pen, because if you look on any one face and you see one, and if you see like 4 corners, I mean 4 like of the same color, like we have white here, they're always part of a square, which is pretty cool. This is a pretty cool pen, I think. And I don't think I've seen anyone do this before, but if you know, again, leave in the comments below. So how do you undo this? You go single layer, and you go down, up, down, rotate this way. Make sure you know what orientation you started in. So if you ended up here, then make sure to do this in this exact orientation. And you go this, rotate, down, up, down, rotate, down, up, down, rotate, down, up, down, rotate, down, up, down. Thanks for watching this. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. And if you have questions for my Q&A, which actually closes tomorrow, then put it in this video. They'll link on the cards in the top right. And until then, see you next time.